closer.
The town was silent as the investigator drove down its single, narrow road. The air hung heavy, not with fog, but with a strange, creeping stillness, as if the world itself were holding its breath. The assignment he received had been vague, something about a forbidden lake and a missing sheriff. But as he navigated through the deserted streets, the eerie weight of the unknown pressed down on him. What struck him most were the people, women, only women. No men, no children. Their eyes followed his car like shadows, wide and expectant, as if failing to contain a twisted anticipation, predators waiting for the prey to stumble. He stopped in the town square, and as he stepped out, the feeling of being watched intensified. He approached a cluster of women near a weathered fountain.
Excuse me, where can I find the police station?
One woman raised her arm slowly, pointing down the road without a word. Her eyes and the eyes of the others remained fixed on him, unblinking. He thanked her, though the chill down his spine remained. Inside, the air felt different, thick with a staleness that hinted at abandonment. Behind a reception desk sat a lone woman, her expression cold and empty. She looked up, her gaze almost expectant.
You must be the new sheriff?
No, I'm a paranormal investigator. I came about the lake.
The sheriff went to that lake, and he never came back. Before that, it was a husband. He vanished, too.
Where are the men of this town?
The lake took them.
He pressed for more information, his voice firm, but she only handed him a slip of paper with an address scrawled in black ink. The widow's cottage stood at the town's edge, worn and isolated. When she opened the door, her eyes were hollow, glassy, with a distant focus.
Are you the new sheriff?
No, I'm investigating the lake. I'm here to ask about your husband's disappearance.
You went to the lake. One night, he heard it. He went, and he didn't come back.
And you weren't with him?
No, only the men hear it. Women are deaf to it.
What do you mean?
The song. They follow it, and they don't come back.
What song?
She looked at him then, her eyes still empty.
Is that why there are only women in this town?
He searched her face for a sign of something human.
You won't find the lake until after curfew. Curfew started so the men would stay safe.
Where can I find the lake?
The dead end at Edgewater Road, 9 p.m. Walk straight for 20 minutes. You'll find it, but you won't find him, or the sheriff. They never come back.
The trees loomed overhead as he entered the forest, the sky darkening with the weight of oncoming night. The path was clear, leading straight into the thick of the woods. He noticed footprints in the dirt and an abandoned old shoe. When he arrived to a wet clearing, he found a sheriff's hat, half submerged in the wet ground. But there was no lake, only an unsettling, endless silence. He turned back toward town, a tension building with every step. In his car, he waited, listening to the seconds tick by. When the curfew bell tolled, he heard it, a melody, faint and beautiful, weaving through the air like a whisper. In an instant, he was at the forest's edge, unsure of how he'd arrived. His mind felt fogged, the echoes of the song lingering in the back of his thoughts. He took a breath, steadied himself, and entered the woods again. The melody grew louder, the trees seeming to carry the haunting tune, their branches swaying in rhythm. He heard voices.
Come closer. Come to me closer. Closer. Come closer.
Every instinct screamed at him to flee, but his feet kept moving, as if he were a marionette pulled by unseen strings. The melody swelled, intoxicating, and he pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of the forest. After what felt like hours, he arrived at the clearing again, where the ground had been wet and barren. Now a lake stretched before him, its waters still and reflective like a pool of midnight glass. The song intensified, and from the depths she emerged, a siren, half submerged, her eyes piercing the distance between them. He felt the pull, an irresistible force guiding him into the water. He fought to stop, but his body betrayed him. Step by step the water rose, and the siren's gaze deepened, drawing him in. When the water reached his waist, her face shifted into a sinister smile. He took one last step, and she pulled him under. From the still water, only one figure emerged. The siren had morphed into a beautiful woman in a black dress. She walked out of the lake and through the forest. And at the edge, the women of the town waited, all dressed in black, their eyes unwavering. The paranormal investigator's disappearance became another entry in the town's long, unspoken history. A history of men lured to a place that wasn't a town but a trap, so that sirens can siphon their life force to shed their monstrous forms and walk among mortals, waiting for the next to wander into their grasp. The women of the town would embrace their newfound member and prepare for the next arrival.